Good morning, children. Today I am going to teach you unit-1, section-2. How I taught my grandmother to read. Children, as we know that for learning there is no age bar. Learning is a continuous process and the true learner always looks avenues to learn from anybody and everybody. Okay? Learning is possible at every stage of life. So children, let's start the story. First I will tell something about the writer. So this story is written by Sudha Murthy and she was born in 1950 in Shiggaon in North Karnataka. Okay, a prolific writer. Prolific means विशाल परिणाम में रचना करने वाला, ज़्यादा रचना करने वाला. Okay, in Canada. She has written several short stories. Her short stories deal with common lives and human values such as charity, kindness, and self realization. Okay, so we will read this story about how a grandmother's determination makes a young girl teach her how to read. Okay, children, so let's proceed. When I was a girl of about 12, I used to stay in a village in North Karnataka with my grandparents. Those days, the transport system was not very good. So we used to get the morning paper only in the afternoon. The weekly magazine used to come one day late. All of us would wait eagerly for the bus, which used to come with the paper's weekly magazine and the post. Okay, children, here Sudha Murthy, the authoress, is telling that when she was a girl, about 12, she used to stay in a village in North Karnataka with her grandparents. Children, those days the transport system was not good. So they used to get the morning paper only in the afternoon. Okay, the weekly magazine. Magazine means patrika, जैसे अभी आती है रूपायन. Okay, was also used to come one day late. Okay, they used to wait eagerly. Eagerly means anxiously for the bus which used to come with the papers, weekly magazines, and the post. And all these they get late. Okay. At that time, Triveni was a popular writer in the Kannada language. She was a wonderful writer. Her style was easy to read and very convincing. Her stories usually deal with complex psychological problems in the lives of ordinary people and were always very interesting. Unfortunately for Kannada literature, she died very young. Even now, after 40 years, people continue to appreciate her novels. Okay, children, then what happened? At that time, Triveni was a very popular writer in Kannada language. Okay, she was wonderful writer. Okay, her style was easy to read and very convincing. Her stories usually deal with complex psychological problem. Okay, deal means to take action to do something, especially to solve a problem. Means she used to write the story most effectively. Okay, and psychological problem means mental disorder or a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking, behavior, and lives of ordinary people. And the way she write was very interesting. But unfortunately means unluckily, sadly, durbhagyawash, what happened for Kannada literature, she died very young. But even now, after 40 years of her death, people read and continue to appreciate her novels. Okay, children, move to the next para. One of her novels, called Kashi Yatre, was appearing as a serial in Kannada weekly Karamveera then. It is the story of an old lady and her ardent desire to go to Kashi or Varanasi. Most Hindus believe that going to Kashi and worshipping Lord Vishweshwara is ultimate punya. This old lady also believed in this, and her struggle to go there was described in that novel. In the story, there was also a young orphan girl who falls in love, but there was no money for the wedding. In the end, the old lady gives away all her savings without going to Kashi. She says the happiness of this orphan girl is more important than worshipping Lord Vishweshwara at Kashi. Okay, children, then what happened? Children, one of the Triveni novels called Kashi Yatre was appearing as a serial in Canada weekly magazine Karamveera. Main children, in Karamveera magazine, Triveni novels Kashi Yatri was seen as a serial in Kannada. Means children, Karamveera magazine में त्रिवेणी का जो नॉवल था एज ए सीरियल मीन्स थोड़ा थोड़ा पार्ट में करके ऐसे एपिसोड की तरह मैगजीन में लिखा जाता था. ओके, किस्तों में लिख कर आता था और लोग मजे लेकर पढ़ते थे. इट इज़ द स्टोरी ऑफ एन ओल्ड लेडी and her ardent desire. Ardent desire means strong feeling, a strong liking for somebody or something. Means she had desire to go to Kashi or Varanasi. Okay. Most Hindu believe that going to Kashi and worshipping Lord Vishweshwara is the ultimate punya. Ultimate punya means best, good or supreme punya. Okay. So this old lady also believed in this, and her struggle means make one's way with difficulty. Struggle means to make one's way with difficulty to go Kashi. Okay, she struggled to go to Kashi, and it was described in in that novel. Okay, in the story there was also a young orphan girl. Orphan means a child whose parents are dead, anath. Okay, who falls in love, but there was no money for the wedding, and in the end the old lady gives away all her savings without going to Kashi, and she says that happiness of this orphan girl is more important than worshipping Lord Vishweshwara at Kashi. Okay, children, move to the next para. My grandmother Krishtaka never went to school, so she could not read. Every Wednesday, the magazine would come and I would read the next episode of this story to her. During that time, she would forget all her work and listen with greatest concentration. Later, she could repeat the entire text by heart. My grandmother too never went to Kashi, and she identified herself with the novel's protagonist. So, more than anybody else, she was the one most interested in knowing what happened next in the story and used to insist that I read the serial out to her. Okay, children, what happened? Here, Sudhamurti is telling that her grandmother, Krishtaka, never went to school. So, she could not read. Okay? The magazine would come every Wednesday and she used to read the next episode of this story to her grandmother. Okay? And during that time, her grandmother would forget all her work. Okay? She used to leave all her work and listen her granddaughter with the great concentration. Here, children, concentration means ekagrata, means with attentiveness. Okay, and later she could repeat the entire text by heart. Okay, children, her grandmother too never went to Kashi, and she identified herself, okay, with novel's protagonist. Okay, what is protagonist? Protagonist means Nayak, as a hero. Okay, she assumed as herself as a hero. So more than anybody else, she was the one most interested in knowing what happened next in the story, and used to insist means आग्रह करती टू रीड द सीरियल फॉर हर. वो अपने ग्रैंड डॉटर से, अपने पोती से, मीन सुधा मूर्ति से आग्रह करती कि प्लीज रीड द story next episode for her. Okay. Okay, children, we will learn the further story in next video. Okay. Thank you.